I read in your testimony that you are in the process of acquiring another theater.
Yes, ma'am.
And so I was wondering, every time families in America are facing budgetary constraints, they cut recreational money. So how is it that that your business is doing so well that in a business like that could be impacted by the economic downturn, you are succeeding to the point that you will acquire another theater?
Well, the movie industry is having record-breaking years, and that's mostly because of the 3D technology, which we do not have. Our ticket prices are $4 and $6 at our indoors, and they're like $8, and it's $8 at the drive-in because you get a double feature, and $4 for children. We just offer customer service. Good old-fashioned customer service, and that's what brings our customers. In order to obtain this next one, we're negotiating a rent with option, and then we'll see how well that takes off. The expansion of the two projects, one in Zion, one in McHenry, are in TIF districts, and we're talking several $1 million. Of course, we got to do it controlled because we know what happens when I don't do that. And in order to possibly even get the equipment, the 3D equipment.
Yeah. And Mr. Flynn, if you go to a traditional bank, financial institution to apply for a loan, what requirements will they ask of you in order to get that loan?
So we have a line of credit through a major bank. We also have credit cards for the employees so they can make small purchases to facilitate their day. To get that line of credit, we had to show up with our personal tax statements for the bank to review my tax statement, personal tax statement, and my co-founder's tax statement.
But in a traditional loan that is non-guaranteed by the federal government, will the bank require a collateral?
Yes, in our case, we may be purchasing tools for the business, and those tools would be the collateral. But again, ultimately, it could be your home that is the collateral for that loan.
Yeah. Well, the difference in terms of those loans that are backed by the federal government is that we incentivize financial institutions who are participating with the SBA to provide or make those loans by reducing the risk for the financial institutions that are participating in those programs. The government will guarantee, we increase it from 75 to 90%, and then to also get small businesses off the sidelines and incentivize for them to go to the bank and apply, we reduce the fees that the borrowers have to pay. So I guess that some of those programs have worked for some of the small businesses that have been testifying here today. And what we want to make sure is what else we can do in order to facilitate access to capital for small businesses.
One suggestion I would give there is education, and there are a number of entities that help educate us on what the process is and what the trade-offs are.
Sure. Yes, Mr. Brunley.
One of the things that I'm aware of is the 90% backing is due to expire today. Am I right? And it's going to go back to the 70% backing.
No, well, we're going to extend it.
Okay.
Yes.
I mean, that's one of the the factors.
Sure.
If banks are going to loan money, it's how much of their guarantee portion is.
No, it's been 90%, and it will continue to be 90%.
As you talk about incentives for this for lending, I wish there was an incentive for us that are investing in our own business. For those of us that decide not to lay somebody off and to keep them on the payroll, there's no incentive for that right now. There is a lot of incentive. I mean, the one incentive to us is to minimize our exposure so that we stay in business. But over 20 years of experience, every time I cut back, I find myself it's not healthy for the business.
Yes, I have
Mr.
a
Watt.
comment. Access to capital has been challenging for Brian and I in the need for personal collateral, that type of thing, backing of the loans. But one area that really bothers us every year is the fact that when we have a good year, at December 31st, our accountants show us that we have so much of a profit, and we have to pay tax on that profit as it gets split down to and comes to our personal income taxes. We don't take that money and pay, but we still have to pay tax on that money. And by the time April 15th rolls around, when we have to pay our tax bill, that money's long gone, been used into the business. And just last year, on the amount of money that we had to pay tax on, that we never personally received in distributions or pay or whatever, we could have bought at least 5 vehicles and probably hired 3 additional employees.
Well, that is why in the economic recovery package, we, the federal government, reduced taxes for small businesses, especially in the manufacturing sector.
Well, then
Yeah.
that'll be great.
Any other questions? If not, I ask thank you for all the witnesses who have been able to be with us today. This has been an incredible experience, and it's great to know the incredible contributions that you're making to help get this economy back on track. I ask unanimous consent that members will have 5 days to submit statement and supporting materials for the record. Without objection, so ordered. This hearing is now adjourned.